Okay, we're going to kick this thing off. And first off, I just want to welcome anyone who is watching. And if we have some people watching today, great. We're doing a new venture here. We're going to start a weekly, what we call Back 40 broadcast. And what this is all about is supporting everyone to create a second half of life as their best half. The Back 40, if you haven't been to theback40.com, please visit us there. And what we want to do each week is just give a little nugget or a nudge to support you and us, because we're doing this for us too, in creating this second half as the best half of life, living radically, passionately, purposefully. And just real quick, if you don't know me, my name is Darrell Gurney. I am the founder of theback40.com along with my partner, Alexandra Levin. And you can see us if you go to theback40.com. You can learn about us and what we're here to do. I've also been in the world of coaching and supporting people to create their best lives around their careers and their businesses and just fullest self-expression. I've been doing that for about 30 years. And our commitment, as I said, in this weekly Back 40 broadcast is to bring up an idea and play together with some ideas to support us all to go beyond what sometimes society and our own minds would have us playing small or smaller as we get into our 40s and 50s. And what we're all about is the opportunity that the second half of life, we keep saying can be your best half, but that it could really be a place to really play out fully, purposefully. Our philosophy is that the first half of life is just R&D anyhow, just research and development. And so what we're committed to here is being able to see what it is that could stop us from really playing as big as we can. You know, when you're 20 and you're 23 years old, you have nothing but blue sky in front of you. You know, you haven't tried things yet, so you just play. But I don't know if y'all have noticed that when we get into our 40s and 50s, there's a whole lot of past that we now have that we're carrying around. And it can limit us in terms of just being willing to play full out because we need to look good. We don't want to stand the chance of failure again. Notice I said again. See, 20 and 22-year-olds, 24-year-olds haven't failed, and therefore they have nothing to be afraid of. And so you kind of look at a lot of the technologies and a lot of the innovations that are getting created by folks in their 20s because they got this, free spirit. And so what we're doing here in the Back 40 is we want to support people to create that same free spirit. And one of the ways of doing that is we really want to requalify the past. But and as you get to know us and as you join each week, we'll dig into that more and more. The commitment again today is just give you a nugget or a nudge. Sometimes we need to hear something a few times. They say sometimes it takes 30 times of hearing an idea before you actually implement it. Also a nudge in the sense that sometimes we need a little kick in the seat of the pants or a reminder of how we really want to play, how we want to be playing life. And so if you get my weekly newsletter, it's called the Career Guy Back 40 Jolt, Job Overhaul Life Transformation newsletter. I put it out every week, comes out at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And there's always an inspires me. I write them for me, just for you to know. But there's always a message in there to kind of move us forward in having every day be our best day. The name of the newsletter is Unhumping Hump Day because, so many people put a lot of emphasis on hump day. Hey, it's hump day. well, it's Wednesday. We're sliding down that slide into Friday, because it's all about Friday. It's all about the weekend. And I am of the opinion that if we can create a really awesome life, that every day is juicy. Every day we're playing in a big game. Hump day doesn't mean anything. It's just any other awesome day. So in terms of unhumping hump day, what we want to do is kind of take the onus or the importance off of the middle of the week, and let's just have every day be our best day. So each week I put that out, and there's an inspiring message there. And today, the message was about playing dirty. And I got to tell you, I am the example of playing dirty today. So if you did get the newsletter and you read it, what basically the idea is that, we all want to come out winners. Whether we're taking on a new job or a new skill, we're trying something new, we have a business idea, or we're going to take on a new venture. Maybe we're going to write a book one day. How many people do you know who are going to write a book one day? The point being is that we all want to come out winners, and therefore we're paralyzed. We don't just get on the playing field because we're waiting until we've got every I dotted and every T crossed. We, especially as we move into our 40s, 50s, and the second half of life, there's so much of what has come before that could stop us. Meaning, I remember when I tried this one time before, boy, did I look stupid, And so when I talk about playing dirty, what I believe for me and for my partner Alexandra and for those that we are empowering in the Back 40 is that we want to get freed up. We want to get freed up from the past that now has us very constricted in how we can play because, we need to look good, or we can't look foolish, or, I may not do it right. Playing clean, if we're committed to only playing clean, we just don't play. And there's a Michael Jordan quote that I mentioned today in my newsletter. I'm just going to bring it up. And by the way, I said I'm a perfect example because this is the first time we've done the live stream. It didn't work at all the way we had it planned. As a matter of fact, up until 5 minutes ago, we didn't think it was going to work. And then we finally got it to work, but it's not working the way we thought. And so I was going to share my screen with you because I have a PowerPoint and I have some little, things to show you. I was going to show you a little video. But you know what? We're playing. We got on the playing field today. And we gave ourselves an opportunity to learn. Now, if there's one thing you come out of this broadcast with today, I would invite you to look for yourself to see what are the things you're committed to. Again, could it be a new career? Could it be a business? Could it be a book you're going to write? Could it be sticking your neck out to have a hot romantic relationship again? Could it be infusing hot romance into your current relationship that's gone stale? Who knows what it is for you? But what are you waiting for? In other words, if you're waiting until you think you know enough, or you think you have got all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and it's just totally worked out, you just won't take action. I'm not cursing you with that. I'm just making an assertion that the more we are constricted by needing it to be all worked out, which happens as we move into the second half of life, the less we're going to play, the less risks we're going to take. So as I said, I'm a perfect demonstration of playing dirty today because this ain't the way it was supposed to look. And guess what? We're on the playing field. And that's what matters. And I don't even know how many people we have watching today. I might be doing this for myself. But guess what? We're getting going. And next week, it'll be different, and there will be something to stand on, like shoulders to stand on, because we got out there and we learned something, and we got started. So I was originally gonna show you this on the screen, but I'm just gonna bring it up right now. This quote that I had in my newsletter today quote by Michael Jordan. He said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Now, just yesterday I was coaching a Back 40 community member. And he's a new Back 40 community member, and it was really great because he was upfront in sharing that, one of the biggest things holding him back right now, and this is somebody who's highly intelligent, has had such a life of experience and contribution and knowledge gained that there's so much wisdom and there's so much to come out of him. One of our phrases or one of our beliefs here in the Back 40 is that you have yet to do what you came here to do. You have yet to do what you came here to do. I don't care what you've done before. I don't care what you've amassed in terms of success. And I don't care what you've amassed in terms of failures. You have yet to do what you came here to do. And I don't care what age you entertain that you are. You've got a body, and it shows up the way a body does at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And who you are inside is an unlimited spirit. And one of the things that we point out in our Back 40 program is that, most of the big names, or a lot of the big names that from history or from corporate America, they didn't even do their big move until they were in their 50s, 60s, or 70s. So my point is, you have yet to do what you came here to do, and that's the case for him as well. And what he was upfront in sharing is that, he's afraid. He's afraid. What if I fail? What if look, folks, I speak about this from experience, okay? I know what it's like to carry what I call the loser bag. And, I as you get to know Alexandra and I, engaging in our work together, downloading our materials, you'll learn, and we have some ebooks that are coming out next week that tell the story of what created or birthed the Back 40 for me. But at 40, I was pretty much clear that my life had amounted to nothing. In the middle of a $500,000 custody suit, broke, with my parents in town, sleeping in my son's bed, so he was sleeping in my bed because they were lending me money. And the point being is that, we can have tough things happen, especially around midlife. Stuff's going to happen. Relationships are going to break up. Financial, health devastations, death. There's a lot of things that can happen. And especially around midlife, they take a big toll because we start to limit ourselves based on that. And when I talk about the loser bag, meaning it's like it gets tough to take a risk, because if this doesn't work out, then it's just one more thing to throw in my bag to prove that I'm a loser and the bag's heavy enough as it is. So why load anything else, or why take a risk to run the risk of having something else to put in? I was speaking with a woman one time about participating in our work around the back 40 to free her up in the area of relationship. And what was really interesting is that what she really, really wanted was a really hot, awesome romantic relationship. And yet one of the biggest fears she had in participating with us and joining our community was, what if it doesn't happen though? It's what she had at stake, it's what she wanted, but it was so big, the fear of what if it doesn't happen, that she kept herself away from access to that. So what, I want to look for yourself. And yes, I'm looking at my notes, okay? Because again, I'm playing dirty today. But, what is it? If all of life was a game, and it's so tough for us 40, 50, 60 to look at it as a game until we really take it on. And when we do take it on, it's very freeing. But if life was a game and you had nothing to do but learn, that was all there was. It was just opportunities to learn. We say that the first half of life was just R&D anyhow. It was just research and development. Okay, it was an opportunity to figure out who you really are, what your real proclivities are, your real tendencies, your passions. And if you mine that first half, not for the quote failures or for the problems, but you see that everything occurred perfectly in a design to have you realize what you're here to do in that second half, it's a whole other world. But look for yourself as if you had nothing to do but learn, where would you start playing? Type in the comments. Where would you start playing today? What would you take on if there wasn't the fear of failure or not looking good? Would it be a new love? Would it be a new fully self-expressed career? Or are you allowing yourself the golden handcuffs of being locked into what you've done forever because you think that's all you could do? Because, people make total midlife career changes as well. What about a business? What about a book? What about a new hobby or a pastime? One of the things that my partner and I, Alexandra, are taking on is salsa. And if y'all haven't noticed, I'm a gringo, okay? And I don't have the natural Latin kind of rhythm going through me. I'm a fair dancer, okay, as a gringo. And at the same time, there's something about burning in that natural rhythm of salsa. One time I was talking to another fellow gringo at a salsa event, and he said that he went for 2 years straight, 3 nights a week. And after 2 years, it kind of started to click in. Okay? So the point being is right now when we go out to salsa, I don't look good. And guess what? The gals that are out there want to dance with a guy who knows how to lead. And I'm pretty poor at that right now. So the point being is, though, it's like if it was just a game and if I didn't worry about looking good, I have the opportunity now to learn to be great at salsa. And I'm really committed within the next couple of years that I'll be out there and look really darn good, just because I want to grow in that area. I want to see that I can do that. Even at this age, I can learn something brand new. So that's the question. What if your past was made up of only perfect opportunities to learn what you're really here to do? And what would you take on now? And are you willing to consider playing dirty? Look, left to our own devices, we probably won't. Left to our own devices, we're going to stay safe. That's why weekly, in these weekly broadcasts, in the blog that we're creating around the Back 40, in the programs that we're offering, what we're committed to doing is to creating a community that supports all of us and really knowing that anything is possible. Anything is possible for us at this age, and we have yet to do what we came here to do. So what I'm going to invite you to do today is, first off, I just want to thank you for viewing this. If you're viewing it after our broadcast, great. But thank you for giving us the opportunity to stretch a muscle here, to play dirty, but to get on the playing field of beginning these weekly broadcasts to entertain for all of us nuggets and nudges to inspire us to play big, to create games, to transform this cultural conversation that says our best ingenuity and creativity and best relationships and hottest sex was in our first half. Because it's all right here, folks, if we take on new ways of playing that have us freed up rather than constricted. So again, thank you for joining. And I just want to have you look to see for yourself, where can you play dirty this week? What's a dream? What's something you've put off? What's just something you can just get on the playing field of? I would love for you to email me, Darrell at the Back 40. Tell me what you took on this week to play dirty in. Go to our back40.com website, theback40.com, back, backforty.com. Download our top 10 tips for living a radical second half. Consider joining our community, but email me and let me know how you're playing this week. And we'll look forward to having you join us next week and play radically, live radically this week.